Hello and welcome to Fandango Friday. And on Fandango Friday today, this afternoon, it's earlier afternoon in California, it's evening time in the East Coast. I have Japanese whiskey. Now I'm being joined by Elbow in Florida. Hello, Elbow 88.
Cheers, Ron. Good to see you again.
You too, same to you. Thanks for tolerating our absence during Lent
That's okay.
and baseball season. So here's what I have.
Oh, okay. You still got your beers down there in the banner.
Oh.
I was
Oh, my God.
I was reading that and I said, wait a minute, that's a different show.
That's from, yeah. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm glad you caught that.
Okay. Now I got some mezcal tonight. I'm sure you've heard of this brand.
I have a bottle, but I never cracked it open.
Yeah, Del Maguey, they're pretty popular and kind of got the whole mezcal thing started in the United States, I think.
What's the ABV on that?
42.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen that product around for years, and then I finally bought it. And but like I said, I haven't cracked it open.
Yeah, I still haven't found the Eye of the Tiger there. Remember you were sipping on that a while ago.
Oh, right. That's a good one. But I don't know where it's sold. But so let's see. I'm gonna look up that Hotel California Claude.
All right.
Mr. Elbow's back.
Hey, Claude, good to see you.
Good to see you, man. Love your tunes.
Oh, thanks. Thank you.
Tunes to drink tequila by.
There you go.
There you go. Never bought this before.
Oh, that's nice.
Is it?
Yeah.
My big question, $23 for a 750 milliliter. Is it worth twice the price for twice the size of a
It's
1995 Evan Williams?
It's possible. I don't know about that, but you'd have to evaluate that. What's the ABV on the Maker's Mark?
It is 45. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. 40. No, excuse me. Must be the altitude here in San Diego. 45%. Wow, I wasn't sure about that.
Yeah, there it is.
Woo, that's a little hot for me. I didn't see that part. Well, after drinking 8% Blue Moon the other day.
Oh, yeah.
It shouldn't be bad. I've had this at other people's houses when it was. You guys remember when this was super premium? When it was real expensive?
Yeah, it used to be kind of fancy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's come down tremendously in price. It used to be in that high $30-$40 range, and it's come down significantly. I saw a bottle of your favorite whiskey Kessler's today too in Walmart.
No, that's not my favorite whiskey, but I don't. I don't dislike it. It's not my favorite, no.
But I used to see it for like $10. So now it's $16 in Walmart.
I can get a handle for about $17.
That used to be also I never tried it. I'm scared of anything that cheap.
It's it's all right. It's just people mostly buy it for mixing, but
okay.
But it's not. I'm not going to sit here and say it's nasty.
Oh, turkey. Nathan says the turkey has even. We got to do a turkey. I got to do turkey one night. I will definitely do that.
I've had Maker's Mark, but only one of their variants. I actually haven't had the original. I've never actually had the original Maker's Mark, believe it or not. Okay. But I did try a variant. Okay, so here's the Shunkoshuto. I have a little bit left. I've been sipping it down every day with Actually, I've been making my own cocktail, chocolate milk and coffee. I'll
Oh,
pour.
that's you saw the picture of the whiskey I sent you today, right? From Costco.
No.
Somebody responded. Who was it?
Oh, are you talking about
The Japanese whiskey.
the Hibiki Harmony?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a great one. So
Yeah.
here's Shunkashuto Spring. Now Shunkashuto, it's got a nice like gift wrap type Japanese paper label, and it's got birds and flowers on it. And they have 4 different versions. There's spring, fall, winter, and spring, summer, fall, and winter. Spring, summer, fall, and winter. But the only one I found was the spring, and each of them is different, of course. But there's the whiskey, and I'll show you the website.
How much was it?
This one, the regular price for this one runs around low end $49.99, but typically about 58. Yeah, about $58. Yeah.
There's Japanese whiskeys are good, but they're pricey, and that's before the tariffs.
Yeah, it runs about, now if you're getting ripped off, you might pay 60 something dollars, but you could just shop around, you can look online, and then you can kind of get an idea of what people are selling it for and take an average, and then you can go. It's the same thing with that Hibiki Harmony. You check all your major websites, and you'll get an idea of what's a good price. Don't just bite on the first thing you see. Less money is no object, but still, why not be careful? All right, so I'll pour a little bit. This beautiful aluminum twist cap.
You're in for a treat.
Well, I've been treating myself. Like I said, I've been using.
Yeah, I
I've
guess
I've been pouring chocolate milk, then some of the whiskey, sprinkle a little cinnamon on it, and then hot coffee. And it's been a pretty good little homemade cocktail. Actually, I call it a Shunka Choco. So here you go. It's amber. Now, is it colored with caramel? This I do not know, nor do I care. But you can see it's kind of light looking. It's 40% alcohol. There's no age statement that I could find. All I know is it's Japanese whiskey. And then I'll let you two guys pour yours, and then we'll go to the websites. I think that's a good way to do it.
Yeah, okay. I got the Del Maguey Vita Mezcal. Now it's funny, on the bottom of this bottle, they've got, I guess this is a new label because they have Classico on this bottle. And my old bottle that I finished off, it doesn't say Classico. So
I'll have to check my bottle in the other room and see what they show on it.
Yeah. So anyway, I think maybe they just came up with a Classico to tell folks that this is the classic Del Maguey mezcal, because they make so many different varieties. They're all in this distinctive green bottle, but the picture on the front will be different, and then the different description or whatnot. But this is their basic, I guess you would say, their entry-level mezcal. It's made from espadín, maguey or agaves. It's the most, I guess, most available type. So this bottle was like $38. But for some of the other varieties, they're over $100 if you want to explore those other types of agaves. But this is I'll just pour a little out here. It's a clear beverage, it looks like water, very much like tequila is, and the way it looks is just all clear. So anyway, if you want to, I can talk a little bit more about it here. I got some notes if you want to hear them now, or if you want to come around
We'll
again
come back.
later.
We'll come back to it. We'll come back to it.
Okay.
Got my maker's mark, and the unique thing about it, I believe the owner's wife, I read a little bit about it, is the one who gave him the idea of the melted
Yeah.
candle wax kind of thing on it, which is unique. It's a cool little marketing thing.
Yeah.
On it. It's 40%, 45% alcohol by volume, 90 proof. You're gonna have to explain that to me. Why are there two different numbers there? Okay, no, 45 times 2 is 90. Okay, that's why it is. Okay. Kentucky straight bourbon, handmade, and nice little twist off here. I'm pouring it in my favorite little shot glass here, my Ski Colorado shot glass here, has all my ski areas, including my favorite, Winter Park, where I live part of the year. You want my description on it, Ron? Okay, I'll talk about it anyway. Ron's out of the building. Definitely. Oh, you just happen to have a bottle there. Turn it. Let's see how much damage have you done to it. Not too bad. Not too bad.
Yeah, I try to keep this on the shelf. It's one of my favorites for whiskey.
Do you how would you compare it to Evan Williams before I take a sip? I'm curious. If you like Evan Williams.
I like the Maker's Mark a little better. I think it's the wheated.
It's
maybe has a little more wheat in it, and maybe it makes it a little smoother to me. So
you're right.
I kind of prefer that.
Yeah, if Ron takes us to the webpage, when he takes us to the webpage, I'm pretty sure it specifies that about the wheat, and they also rotate their barrels in different temperatures over 6 to 7 years. Some very, they got their own little thing there. Wild Turkey 101 is the greatest of all time, but it went.
Well, we'll come back to that and we'll look at it. I just wanted y'all to pour it right now.
Okay.
Oh, Ed, Elbow, I have to say something. I was a little, well, actually, more than a little confused because I have this and I'm like, yeah, I got the same thing he has, but.
Oh, okay, that's a different variety, Puebla. Yeah. They make 3 versions of Vita, the Classico, the Puebla, and another one for Dia los Muertes holiday thing.
I just grabbed it. I didn't really look at it that carefully. I thought it was,
yeah, it's from a different town, I guess. Yeah. Cool.
Sorry about that, people. I'll have to get the Classica.
Yeah, compare.
Also.
Yeah.
I'll try to keep up with the comments, everybody. Do the best I can. Now, we'll go to the screen share part. Then we'll taste it. Iconic Spirits is the owner of the brand in the United States. Shunkashuto whiskey, a blend of 4 seasons. You see, I have the pink label. They've got green, orange, and like a gray. All have birds and flowers. A carefully selected, delicious water in the town surrounded by the mountains of nature. It is made in the climate where the temperature difference is large. The label reminds you of seasonal flowers and happy birds, which it does. And you can enjoy seasonal tastes and fragrances. Spring and autumn are the 2 most comfortable seasons in Japan and Louisiana. A time when one can feel the breath of life and symbols of early spring, the cherry blossoms. Spring is a time for Hanami, the cherry blossom viewing events that are held in many different locations all over the country. The best time to see cherry blossoms in Tokyo is usually from the end of March to the beginning of April, but one should be aware that Temperatures fluctuate greatly during this time. It can be hot one day and the next day you may shiver from the cold. Okay, product details: 750 milliliter bottle, 40% alcohol. Types of barrels: used bourbon barrels. So they ship bourbon barrels from the USA and age them in used barrels. They say it smells like pears and the flavor is light and mild. You can feel fruity with the faint flavor of biscuits. Well, I don't know how fruity I'm going to feel drinking this. Maybe not as fruity as Monroe and Too Close for Comfort, but we'll see. And then there's summer, autumn, winter. And I have never seen the other three. I only found the spring. It's funny how that works. Okay. Now, I will shut up.
Yeah, it's quite a web page there too for Del Maguey. Like I say, they have so many different varieties, but anyway, I'll just read. You guys, I think you guys know Georgia Beer Reviews, John and Ellie.
Yeah.
But, he gifted me this book here. It's all about tequila and mezcal. So I'll just read a few sentences here about Del Maguey. It says, Del Maguey is perhaps the most recognized brand of mezcal throughout the world, easily spotted in its distinctive green bottle. The brand was born from the spirited travels of artist Ron Cooper from Los Angeles, who made deep connections with Zapotec communities of Oaxaca that blossomed into a business in the mid-90s. After he was kind of a hippie type guy, I heard that he had a VW bus and he took off from California and just headed into Mexico, like to go surfing and artist stuff. But anyway, he fell in love with mezcal when he got down there, and he realized, well, maybe I can make a business out of this. So he did. He's credited with introducing the U.S. bar scene to true artisanal mezcal, unadulterated and unchanged for the foreign palate. Ron and the small Del Maguey team went door to door with mezcal from the village of Oaxaca and started the brand around 1995. So they're one of the originators of getting mezcal out of Mexico and introducing it to the world. So they've done pretty well with that. And in 2017, he sold a good part of the company, Del Maguey, to Pernod Ricard.
Oh.
So they own Del Maguey now, but that's got to help them as far as distribution. But from what I can understand, mezcal is produced in small distilleries. In other words, a lot of little villages around mezcal. There's usually some folks there in each village that will distill their own mezcal. And so it's not like it's a big distillery like Maker's Mark. You know, they would have huge vats. Mezcal is all kind of small batch stuff from what I understand. And, you know, if you want to buy the types of mezcal that are, you know, kind of, you know, hard to find or whatever, then the price goes up on it. But anyway, just have a sip here. I usually enjoy this neat, just sip it, you know, if I'll have a beer on the side, or like tonight, I got a 7-Up here I'm sipping on the side. It goes good with 7-Up. So
yeah, it's funny you said that. This is, guess what bourbon goes good with?
Coke.
Ginger ale. I usually like it with ginger.
Good old Pepsi.
Yeah, okay, sure.
There's the wheel. You see the stone crushing up
Yeah.
the agave.
Yeah,
The
that's
juice out of it.
see, that's the artisanal method. which this mezcal is. That's what you look for if you're going to buy some. You don't find mezcal. Mezcal will find you. That's what they say. That's what they say on the website. And it's got a little bit of a smoky taste to it because the way it's made. It's cooked in like a earthen pit with wood, and the various types of wood they use to heat the stones, and then the stones will heat the agave pinas. That type of wood, I guess the smoke will penetrate the pinas, and you get a little smoky taste when the distillation is done. So I enjoy that taste. So lately, I've been sampling a number of different kinds of mezcals, and hopefully I'll post some reviews about this stuff pretty soon.
Yeah, I'll watch them.
Yeah.
If I've had them. Now, here's the next one, and then we'll go do our tasting. Here's the next website.
Okay. Makers.
Learn our story. Ooh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Cask strength. Ooh. 101. Oh, look at all the varieties.
Yeah.
You know who's come out with a bunch of varieties? Jack Daniels. I saw like 4 different things of Jack Daniels, and they have the small reserve bottle now for like $50.
Oh yeah, there's many varieties of Jack Daniels.
That's what I have. This one changed
So
the way
here's
we
the
think.
basic one.
Yeah. This one changed the way we think of bourbon, all because one man changed the way he thought about making it. Bill Samuels Sr. simply wanted a whiskey he would enjoy drinking, never bitter or sharp. Maker's Mark is made with soft red winter wheat. You were right, Elbow. Instead of the usual rye, for a one-of-a-kind, full-flavored bourbon to ensure consistency, we rotate every barrel by hand and age our bourbon to taste, not time. Each and every bottle of Maker's is still hand-dipped in our signature red wax in our distillery in Loretto, Kentucky, just like Bill would have wanted. Interesting. So
it's interesting that his grandfather, T.W. Samuels, founded a distillery in the 1840s, and they always made really cheap bourbon and blended whiskey. So you get T.W. Samuels, which is a cheapo, but it's still around, or you can get what the grandson made, which is a high hat, a much higher hat product.
Mm-hmm.
And here's a photo of the distillery. You can take a tour there.
Oh, look at that. Wow.
It's a visitor center. And then there's a history section on the website.
Interesting. Never
naturally.
saw. I wonder what that drink was. Usually you see what do they call Moscow Mule in those copper cups, not bourbon, right?
Yeah.
So the fans will have to read all of this on their own, because this could take all day. Red winter wheat. So like you say, it's a wheated bourbon. They add red winter wheat, which bourbon is not required to have wheat at all. So looks like a nice place to visit. I think you could make a whiskey career out of just drinking Maker's Mark brands. Looks like it would keep you busy for a long time.
Yeah.
So now it's funny because I've never had Maker's Mark, and people ask me about it all the time, and I say, I got so much to go through. Maybe in 30 years you could check back and I'll talk about cracking it open.
It's very popular. You see it everywhere. I mean,
every liquor store in America's got it,
Yeah.
Let's see a few comments and then we'll go on. Never had Old Crow. I like Old Crow personally. And I wish they'd have kept the Old Crow Reserve in the black bottle, the stronger one.
What would make you want to call your liquor? Think about this, Old Crow. Is that you know,
because
Well-
it was founded by a Scottish immigrant named Dr. James Crow.
okay. Thank you for that. Okay. I thought it was after the bird or something like that.
He's the one that came up with this sour mash method, or he popularized sour mash bourbon. And he started Old Crow in the 1830s. And I checked the trademark, and the U.S. government has the record of the trademark from 1836. So it's not a made up thing. And it's still around. It's always been kind of an inexpensive bourbon.
Yeah.
They never really jacked the price up over the years, but a lot of famous alcoholics like Mark Twain and U.S. Grant and others sipped on it as like we would sip on water. All right.
I didn't know Mark. I knew Grant had a problem. I didn't know Mark Twain.
He was a writer, you know, all those writers. Okay. If you're an artist, you gotta.
I'm a writer.
Yeah.
Wait a second here.
If you're an artist or a writer, you gotta. You ever watch interviews with Hunter S. Thompson or Jack Kerouac? They're out in some other some world, but it's a world that's probably influenced by certain compounds. Okay, anyway, writers got a lot of stress, you know. They gotta. I'm just generalizing, of course.
Of course.
I don't think all writers drank a lot. I mean, look at Ernest Hemingway. Never mind. Bad example.
Yeah, wrong one.
Sorry, folks. Bad example. Okay, so now it's time to get on with the tasting. The aroma first. Take my glasses off because they'll be hitting up against the cup, the glass. This is a cognac glass, but I figured it won't hurt to put Japanese whiskey in it. Smells like, huh?
You could use a Flintstone jelly jar, a jelly glass. It would be okay.
Yeah, I don't have one. Okay. It smells like generalized whiskey, honestly. Just like it could be whiskey from Canada, United States, Ireland, Scotland, Japan. It's just a general aroma. Like if you let somebody blind smell this, say, smell this, tell me what this is. They'd say, that's whiskey. Who's it? You know, and then they'd say, well, where's it from? Something like that. So you couldn't identify the origin, I don't think, by smelling it. Well, cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
I heard that Stephen King used to like to knock them back pretty heavy. But anyway, all right, get back. Okay.
He's one of my favorite writers.
Okay. I think the ex-bourbon barrels make an impact because you're getting that corn and that char. It's not heavy, but it's there, you know. And I don't know what grain alcohol is used to make this Japanese whiskey, but I know rice is very common in Japan. So I wouldn't be shocked if they were using rice. And hear those sirens? And so people, you shouldn't worry about the grain. If it's corn or rice or wheat, it's not going to really matter, because what they do is they take these grains and they distill it in such a manner that it's basically odorless, colorless, and flavorless. It's just like a base. Let's call it a base. So it might be 80% just a base. And if you could sell that, but the customers probably would hate it. So what they do is they add single malts, malted barley whiskey, or like you said, some of your wheat, like a wheated thing. But so that now the single malts that might be aged 10 years, 5 years, 4 years, 8 year, they'll blend those in. And then you saw the photo of the guy at Maker's Mark smelling those glasses. Because what they do is that's what Maker's Mark and or a mezcal company or the Japanese company do. They take different whiskeys and they have what they call master blenders, who can make a fool out of us three. And they have a way of blending it together to make it a final product. And it might take a long time to get it right. And they don't want you in that room, get out of here. Get out of here, you punk. I'm doing important work, but you understand. Okay, now the taste. Yeah, again, the taste. There's a little honey. Claude would like this part. There's no smoke. There's honey, just grain of any sort. You can't identify it. A medium body. There's a sugary sweetness. I find that most whiskey tastes like sugar water to me. And so mostly dry finish. It's very pleasant. I mean, I'm very happy with it. Now, is it worth the $60 or $50? Well, that depends, the consumer and different people. But like Claude said, these Japanese whiskeys, if you find a cheap one, it's going to be $30. So
that's here. This is what I found today in Costco, $79.99.
That's run of the mill. That's a normal price. They're pricey. $79 for the Hibiki Harmony, and that's a great one. Oh, all right. Now, so I'm going to give this one a good score. You can believe that. It's very pleasant.
Okay. The Del Maguey Vita. I get the usual aroma of the agaves. It's similar to tequila, actually, but a little bit of, you might be able to discern some of the smoke by smelling it. Me, not so much. But it's got that, that typical agave aroma. Go in for the taste. Nice full mouthfeel. A little bit minty, a little smoky, and the 42% ABV. You can feel that a little bit, but it's a good feeling. It's a smooth type feeling. But I like it. It's a nice classic mezcal taste. Little minty. To me, these mezcals, it's a little sweetness and a little minty type of taste to it that I enjoy. So, yeah, I would. I'll give this a good rating. If you want to come around, if you want the rating now.
No, I'll come back. Now, give you a little more time to think on it while you drink on it. Now, is the mintiness like a spearmint, peppermint, wintergreen, or just like a generalized mint flavor?
Maybe like peppermint. It's a little bit of peppery type taste in there as well. So yeah, that's interesting to discern among those flavors. But yeah, that's a little bit of minty peppermint type stuff, and it's like a vegetal. I don't know. It's like just that vegetal type taste and little smokiness. But it's easy. It goes down easy. I would recommend this to folks out there that may want to dip their toes into the mezcal world. This is a good introduction. It's not super expensive, $38, and it's pretty well available. You'll see this around all over the place. The green bottles.
How strong is the smoke, Elbow?
It's not bad. It's there, but it's not overpowering to me. Okay.
Some of those mezcals, maybe it's just me. All I taste is the smoke. Yeah.
And I want it to be bad. I want it to be mad, crazy, smoky, my house on fire. But everybody's got different tastes, right? So
Yeah, I do like that flavor myself, so I guess I'm there with you, Ron, on that. Yeah.
If you like smoke, come to Pacific Palisades.
Yeah. Oh, Claude, that's terrible.
It's
All right.
a mess. Yeah, we got our Maker's Mark here, and nice smell coming off it. You know, nice, almost a little sweetness coming off it. Definitely. So here you go, gentlemen. To your health.
Cheers to you.
Excuse me. It's only 4:09 here. Definite. It's a little spicy. It's a little stronger than I'm used to. There's a little heat going on here right now.
Yeah.
Definitely stronger, in my opinion, than the Evan Williams. Flavor profile: caramel, vanilla, very nice. Sweetness is beautiful in this. It's just right. It's perfect. There's that nice, that nice bourbon sweetness. It comes about 5-10 seconds after it's in your mouth. That sweetness. It's not the prominent flavor, but it always sneaks up on you. It's spicy. Definitely, it's different from Evan Williams, 100% different. It's definitely a quality product. I think the word I would use is forceful. You're tasting something good. Definitely. I would get this again. Is it the big question in my mind right now? Is it worth twice the price for half the size of a big bottle of this? $20 for a big bottle of Evan Williams versus a $7.50 for $23.
Well, you'd have to evaluate that trade-off. It's a trade-off.
You don't mind paying for quality if it's really superior.
Why do you think I do those? Why do you think I do those incessant blind taste tests? Because I'm trying to see if what people are saying is really true. And sometimes it is, but a lot of times it really isn't.
You want to have fun with do a blind taste test with Jose Cuervo versus Casamigos and Hornitos and a couple of the other brands. It's a lot of fun.
Well, what I do is I always do a 1-to-1 challenge. I don't try to get too many variables. I just do one, say like one whiskey versus the next. I do a tournament. So I have like my control group, which right now, So my control group right now, like the current project, I'm doing a Scotch whiskey, McCormick. So I do it against every other Scotch blended. You want it to be comparable, every other blended Scotch. And I do it blind, so I don't know which is which. And then I try to evaluate, like, can I tell them apart? Okay, like, all right, I can tell them apart. Now, I know the price. So I'm not going to pretend like I don't, because I know the price. I know what I bought it for. So then I try to evaluate, well, this is $20 more per bottle. Is it really worth the $20 more? So then a lot of times I'll say, I'm not too sure about that. It's better, but is it $20 better? I could do a lot with $20. And a lot of times it would be more like $2 better, not 20. So that means that the lower end one wins if it's that close, if it's.
It really, and that's kind of where I'm going.
But then sometimes it is a wipeout. You'll have a lower end and it'll just get killed. It just won't be any contest.
Let me put it this way: if I'm going to somebody's house for dinner, and these two are on the bar on the shelf, help yourself, Claude. Guess you know which one I'm going to take?
Evan Williams.
I'm going to take the Maker's Mark.
Okay.
Okay, it's good stuff. Okay, but at home, this is what I will drink. And I can drink this neat. I can drink this with Coke as a mixer. or make an old fashioned or something like that. This is just it's a question of is you just said it beautifully. Is this big bottle for $19, $19.95, and would you pay $23 for half the size bottle? It's a little.
There used to be a television show that came on public PBS in the early to mid '80s. It was called Trade Offs. It was made for teenagers, so they could try to figure out how to run their life as they got out of high school. And I used to watch that. I was fascinated by that show. And the whole purpose of the show was each week they would have a scenario, and they would give you two choices. Do you choose this or do you choose that? And it's a conflict. You have to make a choice. You can't have both. So the whole purpose of the show was trade-offs. You had to evaluate the two and decide which was the better option. And I used to tell students in high school, I said, that was one of the greatest shows ever. Every student should have to watch that show, because I think a lot of young people don't evaluate anything. And so they don't think about it. So trade-offs, they would have a scenario like, what should I do? Party all night, do no studying, have a lot of fun, have a great time. Life is short, go buck wild. The other option would be sacrifice a lot of fun and hijinks for studying and doing boring schoolwork. So then they would evaluate it and they would show the outcomes. Well, the short-term outcome would be, oh yeah, I'm having a great time, party time. But then the long-term outcome was you would recoup it later because you have so much more money and less debt and less health problems, obviously. And so you would the whole purpose of the show is you come out ahead by delay and gratification. I was like,
but that one bad night with Betty Lou at the drive-in when you should have been home doing your homework, that's a lifetime of memories, man.
So you could have played you could have been the character on the show being like the devil's advocate.
Yeah, there you go.
Pitchfork.
Yeah, and you could have brought in like, just do it. Just do it. Nothing's going to happen,
and the dark side. Yes.
And then the trade-off producers would have said, yeah, but let's look at the scenarios. And then, because they used to do that, that's how they would do it. They would have it like a person that would be like the devil's advocate. And he'd say, you're just an old stuffy person. You don't want to have no fun, and then they would.
How about a little of both, about balance? All work and no play, the rest. How about a balance on stuff? It wasn't a show that exemplified any extremism or fanaticism. You know what I wish the guys in the chat
actually they never passed any judgment on the scenario. They would just present the options and they would kind of like show the checklist and you had to decide, but common sense could figure out which was the better option or wisdom. But it was a great show, and you can look it up on the internet. Trade-offs.
I will. I'll make a note of it. I'll make a note.
Better than Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, I thought. Now, trying to get this camera to focus. All right, it lacks focus.
The guys in the chat box are raving about Old Crow.
There's a lot of controversy about Old Crow. Years ago, it was bought by Beam Company, and people claimed, not that they've ever provided any evidence that I could see, but they claimed that now it's just a 3-year age Jim Beam. Fine, but I like the Old Crow bottles I had, but Old Crow, if you look at the trademark, the current owner, Jim Beam Company, is the 12th owner. It's going through 11 other owners. So I don't think Old Crow was ever really like a distillery. It was sort of like a brand that people owned and they had it made for them. So I don't know. Old Crow might have gone through a lot of changes since 1835. But I wasn't around in 1835. I wasn't around in 1935. Hopefully I'm around in 2035.
It's that old?
Yeah, 1835. That's the trademark data.
Wow.
They even have the month and the day when it went into usage. But I can't answer for what happened then. There could have been all kind of circumstances. Why did they sell out? What but the current situation is owned by Beam today, Beam Suntory Global Spirits, and it has a following. You'll see it around. You won't see people like amazed by it. I don't know if anybody ever was amazed by it. I think they just drank it because it was cheap and they could get. Okay, so I'll pour a little bit more of this. Got no more. What the hell? Because I drank it all. All right, and I'm gonna give a score. I like it. I'm not amazed by it, but I'm not ever really amazed by anything, honestly. I like to try stuff. I enjoy it. I'm usually not amazed by it. I was close to being amazed by the Abita's Banana Foster Stout. Now, I was really great. I was loving that, But I mean, I wasn't amazed by it, but that's almost like you're trying to hold water in your hand. You can't even identify what that means, But so I'm going to score this. I'm going to go with a 9.3. I think it's most excellent. I don't know what other people think about it because I could barely find any video reviews. It's almost like a unknown product. I stumbled across it. I wasn't looking for it for sure. I just was looking around and I was like, oh, what is this? Let me try it. That kind of thing. But I would recommend it. I would definitely highly recommend it if I'm giving a 9.3. Now, we'll come back for show and tell. I got a couple of things I'll show you.
Yeah. Okay, salud, folks.
Cheers to you.
Yes, this it's very tasty. It goes down very easy. I'd give it a 92 or 9.2. Either way, it's an A. It's an A
Minus.
An A grade of mezcal. I don't think you could go wrong if you pick up a green bottle, no matter what kind it is. There'll be different tastes involved if you get the different types of agaves. If a Tobola or Americano, but the Espadin agave plant, which is the most widely used, and that's used in this and many other brands. I just find it quite refreshing, and have a little side of maybe 7-Up or a beer, whatever you choose. But anyway, yeah, I'm enjoying my journey into mezcals and tequilas and all that. So hopefully, maybe in the future weeks here on this show, I'll be bringing some other brands and stuff. But anyway, I appreciate the opportunity to get online with you, Ron. I'm glad you're back for Fandango Friday. And as far as I got a little bit of a channel there called Elbow 88. Feel free to check it out. I hope to be posting more beverage reviews and maybe playing the piano some more as well. But anyway, it's just fun in this community, and I enjoy it. So anyway, salute. Cheers.
Salute.
Cheers. I enjoy it too, and I really do appreciate when y'all join. I got to tell you.
My friends in college said I was a no fun guy. They didn't graduate. I did with an A average. I like that. Good for you.
That's the truth.
Yeah. Yeah. I even paid off my loans. I think I'm the only guy who did.
I didn't have any loans.
I did. Oh my God. Don't go to law school.
But look what you got with that. You can taste whiskey at night and the afternoon.
Yeah.
I never disparage education. To me, there's a lot of people very negative on college and higher level education, but to me, it makes you more worldly. It gives you experiences in life, and you meet people and professors, and you learn things you might never wanted to have studied or had the inclination to. I'm, you know, I owe, it all goes into the pool. I'm grateful for my education.
Yeah, I enjoyed going to college because they had a lot of girls there, and secondly, um, and at that time that was like a big interest area, obviously. So, and in fact, that college was 4 girls to every male.
You went to where'd you go to Vassar?
No, I went to Southeastern Louisiana University.
All right, there you go.
For whatever reason, a lot of girls like to go there.
Yeah.
And so I thought this was like great, because you got 4 women to every 1 man, so it's a lot better.
Yeah, but
it's a lot better scenario ratio. What?
You studied. That was good.
Uh-oh, Ed got knocked off. He'll be back.
Uh-oh.
I did study a lot. In fact, I took history and social studies, geography, and all that, which to me was not work because that's all I ever did anyway. So it was like easy. It was easy because that's what I do. That's what I would sit around the house doing, reading books about history as a hobby. So I'm majoring in my hobby. So like a student told me when I was teaching one day in high school, he said, "You like doing this job, huh?" I said, "Yeah, because I get paid to do what I talk about for free."
Yeah. Those who do not study history will serve to repeat it.
Yeah. And so obviously none of our leaders in America study history. Okay. So Claude Elbow will be back, I'm sure, but
yeah,
I got some show and tell. But
absolutely delicious. Vanilla, caramel flavor, sweetness, very subtle, nice sweetness. I love the sweetness in a good bourbon. Definitely a sipper, but like Elbow, I like sometimes just a little Coke or Pepsi with it. I can't find Royal Crown, darn it.
RC Cola?
Yeah, can't find whatever happened to RC Cola.
I can get it right here, easy as pie.
Love RC. Like a little known brand in North Carolina called Cheer Wine.
I can get it. Here.
Yeah, which is better than Dr. Pepper. Very good. This is excellent. Give it a solid 95. This will complement any bar. A little on the pricey side compared to some of the other bourbons I talked about tonight. But definitely a high quality product. Very enjoyable. Good sipping whiskey, in my opinion. I've really enjoyed this. So I got a little left here. To your health, gentlemen. Salute.
Cheers. That's a good report. Sorry you got knocked off, Elbow.
Yeah, that's okay. Good. I made it back.
He's back.
Show and tell. Okay. Yeah, Royal Crown never left Louisiana. In fact, it's very common here. Thank you, Gaff Naldo.
Oh, Scotland.
Scotland. Man, we got the whole world.
Scotland. Let's go to Edinburgh.
I've never been to Scotland. I've never been to Scotland, but I've been to England twice.
Scotland's amazing. I love Scotland. We went to Edinburgh. We had a great time.
The only thing I ate in England was a tuna sandwich with red cheese.
Skateboarder had Cheerwine today. Good for you, man. That's funny.
Cheerwine, see, and he had it with vodka.
Yeah, can't find that in California. No Cheerwine.
So I would like to go to Scotland. But I've been to England. I've been to their territory. There's an English territory called Gibraltar, and I've been there.
Yeah.
Actually, I've been there 3 times because I got kicked out of Spain and I got deported to Gibraltar, but I never got deported before. But it was interesting. It's not Scottish, it's crap. Okay, now is the part of the show where I tell you what's coming up next. Oh yeah, let me tell y'all first. Sunday ain't gonna happen. I got stuff I'm doing Sunday, and they got the church fair and everything. So I'm sorry. If somebody else wants to host Super Sunday this is why nobody ever joins, because it's at 10:30 Eastern AM. But Feel free. I won't be offended. In fact, I'm the caretaker of the show. It was started by John Anile, George Beer Reviews, and Michael Komaroff. And they asked me, could I take over for a little while? And I did 6 years ago. But it's a long fill-in. I think Jack Parr told that to Johnny Carson. Jack Parr said, can you take over for a little bit?
Yeah, permanently.
He did.
Who was the first host of the Tonight Show?
Wasn't Jack Parr.
It was before Jack Parr. It was the guy on the Today Show, wasn't it? Oh shoot.
Was it Steve Allen?
Steve Allen. That's right. Steve Allen was first, then Jack Parr.
Oh, that's right.
And then Johnny.
Steve Allen. Well, I wasn't born. All right. But that doesn't mean anything. But I knew about history, you know. But yeah, Jack Parr, he was really popular. And then people, when Jack Parr retired and they brought in Johnny Carson, people were very hostile toward Johnny Carson. Like, we don't want this bum coming on here, this kid.
This Nebraska magician.
This show is garbage now. And then, you know, by 1992, he's a legend. I'm crying. I'm crying.
Yeah.
All right. But I think at the beginning it was he had a pretty rough time. But so then I'm looking at my calendar book. So then next Friday is a no-go for Fandango Friday. You can forget it. But unless there's bad weather. But Thursday, May 1st, May Day, and as a communist, I want to promote this. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding, folks. Some people are going to take that seriously.
Hey, I'm in the Soviet Socialist state of Southern California.
Right.
I know.
No, but I'm not a communist. But
and I have never been one.
I used to go to these meetings, and I used to tell the lady she made the best cookies, best chocolate chip cookies. I told her, I said, if I was a communist, I would come to these meetings just for the cookies. But Thursday, May 1st at 5:30 Central, 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 California. We could do Thunder and Thursday, any liquor or liqueur. We could do Thunder and Thursday. So I'm going to put that down. And I'll do it. And if I'm alone, then I'll just be lonely and do it. And
is that next week?
I'll just have to cry like a little punk. Yeah, May 1st.
May 1st. Wow. That's fair.
So I'm gonna write it down right here. TT, Thunder and Thursday at 5:30 my time. And if I'm alone, you know, no big deal. But
Thundering Thursday.
If anybody wants to join, feel free. Bring any liquor or liqueur.
Did you say 5:30 your time? Okay.
Central time.
Central time. Okay. So that's 3:30 my time.
Yep. So as far as show and tell, I'll show y'all something real fast. I kind of already showed the Vita because I was fascinated that I had the different product than Elba. I was like, wait a minute. Now here is a whiskey liqueur. It's not a true whiskey. None of these are these little flavor things. This is something I found. It was running around $20. I was like, I ain't paying $20 for that because I don't even care if it tastes like barbecue. But they had it on sale for $9.99. All of a sudden, I was interested in it. Curveball. It comes from Wisconsin, I think. Sweet and what does it say? Sweet and smoky. So I bought it. I was like $9.99. Ain't much risk factor really at that point.
Yeah.
So I bought it, and I knew everybody sells it for like $20. So I bought it, and it's amazing. It smells like barbecue sauce, and it tastes like barbecue sauce. Now, some people might make the counterpoint, but why would you want to drink? Why would you? It even tastes like the grease. It's not just barbecue sauce. It tastes like the fat and the grease and the grizzle and the meat of the product. So it's a bizarre product, which I'm telling you the truth. I would have never bought it for $20. but for $9.99, I'll try a lot of stuff for $9.99. Now, so it's a novelty act, obviously, but I would recommend it if you like novelty products.
Yeah, I would try that.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I might have to bring it for one of these hangouts and really talk about it.
Yeah.
Show and tell.
Show and tell. Any upcoming events?
I don't have anything scheduled for show and tell. I will show you another mezcal. This is a kind of a fancy one. I think I paid $50 for this, but just for the sake of showing you the bottle, I think this is a ceramic or a clay type bottle, but Bozal.
Ooh,
I don't know
nice
if
bottle. Beautiful.
Yeah,
bottle.
if you guys have seen,
Ooh.
all of their bottles are made of this material. And
That's cool.
this is another ensemble where they mix different type of agaves, Espadín, Mexicano, and Barril
God, I'd love to try that.
ensemble, and it's got the old.
Mail me a shot. Mail me a shot of
Yeah,
that.
yeah, Claude. Well, next time, if you ever make it to Florida, we'll have to get together here. But anyway,
I had to climb the wall to get into California.
but,
I'd love to try that.
anyway,
That is a cool. That is a very cool bottle.
Yeah. I'll bring this out again in an upcoming future show. But
God, you make me want to try mezcal again. Hey, you
yeah,
know,
well, I mean, even I know you like your tequilas, so
I love good tequila. I really
if you're
do.
not a fan of smoky flavor, then there's no sense trying to force it upon yourself. But tequila is great on its own, and you don't get that smoky
Good
taste.
tequila. Look in the liquor stores right now. What is taking over the aisles? I mean, 20
Flavored stuff.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah.
everything is flavored now. Everybody wants caramel, pecan, salted caramel,
Yeah.
apple, honey,
I don't get that.
blackberry.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna have bourbon or a whiskey or a tequila, I just want it the way
That's
it,
you.
the way
That's
it is.
me. But that's not the
I
consumer.
know. Look at the vodkas. I mean,
Yeah.
every flavor of chocolate vodka now. I
Right.
mean,
They're having a good time drinking it, and Claude and myself are up there saying, "Those damn kids."
Like Fireball, look how popular that stuff is, man.
Yeah.
what is
Okay.
that?
Now,
Cinnamon
Gaffnaldo, you're right. Scotland is different from England. They're similar in some ways, but they're two separate countries. It's kind of like Louisiana and Mississippi. They're similar, but they're not the same. And if you went to Mississippi and then you went to Louisiana, you would never think that they're the same. You would say, "Oh, this is pretty different." Just crossing that state line, you would say, the people they don't speak the same. There's a lot of differences. Okay. So that's a good thing that you said, Gaffnaldo. Okay.
I went to my favorite liquor store here in San Diego. Shout out to Brandywine Liquor. It's one of the most amazing. I love these little family-run liquor stores, because they kind of put their own accent on the store. It's not like going into the supermarket or the Bevmo. And this one little place loves beer and tequila, my two favorite things. And this is a beer that's hard to find sometimes.
Yeah.
The older Russian River Brewing Company.
The legend.
Yeah, this is just one of the greatest beers ever made. And what's really nice is I have paid $11 for a bottle. And here in California, I can actually get it. California is actually our liquor is cheaper than our gas. Let me put it that. I filled my tank up today for $82.
That's sickening.
It really is $6.99. And they came out. I haven't seen this before. Another beer from Russian River, same price, $6.99. Happy Hops IPA. So I like IPAs. I'm looking forward to trying this also. And these have a timestamp on them. By the way, as you can see.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
411.
April 11th.
Yeah, so I can give it. I can forgive them for 1 week on a beer, but it's important. My wife was at Trader Joe's the other day, and she was going to get me Bunny with a chainsaw. Ron's very familiar with that, and I got her in the habit because Ron and Dave taught me to look for the dates on the production dates on the bottom, and this stuff was like 3 months old on the shelf of Trader Joe's. So just a caveat to everybody: check those dates, man. Sometimes they got old stuff on the shelf. And, you go home and you get that skunky taste or something, and there's a reason for it.
Beer is made to drink, and it's made to drink fresh. And my friend David was telling me I think he's working tonight at the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival. But he was telling me, you always dogging on me for saving all my beers. And I said, you're right. Because I hate that idea. I said, in my opinion, beer tastes the best when it's fresh. And I don't care what kind of beer it is. I don't care if it's an 18% Imperial Stout. If it's I don't care what it is. To me, this is me speaking. I don't speak for other people. To me, it tastes best when it's fresh. And now some people will buy these strong beers, and this is what they'll say. It's too hot. It's too hot. I said, well, what do you think it's going to be? It's 18%. You thought it was going to be like mild? Why are you buying an 18 or 17% beer and you talking about it's hot?
This is interesting on the label, Ron.
But it's
on the label, it says, does not improve with age. Hoppy beers are not meant to be aged. Keep away from heat. Respect your elder. Keep cold drinks fresh. I don't know why they put do not. It's silly stuff. Do respect your elder. Okay, maybe they mean old beer. Do not age. Pliny the Elder is a historical figure. Don't make that the beer inside the bottle one. I don't know.
No, I mean I would have drank that the second I bought it. That thing is so good. That thing is so great. People ask me sometimes, hey, what's the best IPA you ever? And before they finish the sentence, I'll say Pliny the Elder.
Yeah.
The best.
They're expanding. You ever notice a company comes out with one specialty beer and then they start expanding the line? And they have another one, Blind Pig, which is also.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Never had this
company. So, I'm a guy, give me a hot summer, July day, give me a Coors Light, give me a Miller High Life. I'm a happy kid.
Now, you'll know that the company's slipping when you go to the store the next time and they have Pliny the Elder strawberry flavor.
Oh, God forbid.
Then you'd be like, wait a minute.
No.
What?
What are they doing?
But
where is that made? Is that West Coast? Pliny?
California, yeah.
California, Russian River Brewing Company.
Okay.
Hard to find, though.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen it here, and I've heard it's good, so I want to get one, but I don't know.
It's hell to find. It's hell to find. I had a guy. I never hear from him anymore. He was just like a flash in a pan. He was watching my videos. He was like, come to our house and try beers. And I did do that. And then he bought me that. He went to California on a business trip, I think. And he brought me a bottle and he said, would you like to try it? Would I like to try it? Oh no, I don't want a free bottle. No. So I tried it and it was like amazing. It was like, I couldn't get over it. I was like, this is the best IPA I ever tried in my life. And then, I brought him some beers and put it on his porch by his door, but of course I couldn't find anything to that level. It was like, but even beers that they claim you should age, I age them and they don't taste as good as when they were fresh. I'm just saying, this is my.
Do you remember,
yeah,
Ron,
I think you're right.
Do you remember Samuel Adams? I don't know if they still do it. They had $100 beer bottle. Remember, it was.
Oh yeah, the Utopia is like $142 in some place.
Yeah. I don't know if I don't know if I have the guts to spend that much money on one bottle of beer. I'd be interested. I'm curious.
I wouldn't do it. Now I did pay $85 a 6-pack for West Lateran 12.
Really?
I bought West Lateran 12 in 2012. In 2012, I paid $85 a 6-pack. You got 6 beers and 2 chalice glasses. And actually, I bought 2 6-packs. I was laying down the cash that day. I bought 2 6-packs.
Would you win the lottery or something?
No, I was just spending some money. So then the store I bought it from called me on the phone about 20 minutes later. This is a funny story, but it's the truth. They called me on the phone. They said, you bought the 6-packs? I said, yeah. They said, well, you see, we weren't actually supposed to sell but one of them because we could only get like 5 6-packs. And that was actually reserved for somebody else. Could you bring it back and we'll give you a total refund? Now, my friend Paul in Texas said, I'd have told him, screw you. You sold it. That's your problem. But I'm always feeling sorry for people. So I said, okay, I'll bring it back. So I brought it back to them and I got my refund, full amount. And then I only had 6 bottles. But people ask me all the time, what's the best beer you ever tried? I say, West Lateran 12. It was $14 a bottle for a little bottle.
Wow.
It's not even close. Like, believe me, that beer blew out everything I ever tried. And I had people calling me. My phone blew up. I had people calling me. One guy from another town said, I want a bottle. Could you sell it to me? I said, I'm not really looking to sell it. I bought it to drink it, you know.
Were we on TV or something? The only guy in Louisiana with this beer?
Basically, yes. So and it sold out in 2 hours across the United States. So I said, okay. He kept begging. I said, okay, I'll trade you. So he showed up. He said, no, I'm going to pay you for the bottle. So he paid me the 14 plus tax for the bottle. He only wanted 1 bottle. And he showed up and he brought me the money plus about 10 other beers. He's like, here, take this, take that, take this, take that. I say, why are you doing that? He said, no, I don't care. He said, I would never be able to buy this beer. He said, and I'm not flying to Belgium. It's a lot cheaper than going to Belgium. I said, that's true. So he was like so delighted. And we're still Facebook friends today. But I mean, he was like, it's an amazing beer. I'm telling you, West Lateran 12 is amazing. But they've only sold it in the United States on one day. You can only buy it in Belgium at the brewery. You can't buy it at a store.
I just put the link in the private chat if you want to show that page for that beer real quick.
Oh, from the Abbey?
Yeah.
No, I didn't cancel it, Jeff. We had stuff going on. We couldn't do the show. Oh, this is beyond excellent. That's one of the few beers that was ever better than 100. Look at that comment. The best beer I ever had. Oh, and you had it, Elbow?
Yeah, we shared it when we got together in Memphis.
That's why you were making that smirk while I was telling the story.
Wow.
No, it wasn't because of your story, but I do remember that beer, and I remember that weekend in Memphis. It was great.
No, but I could see you were making a funny face, and you were sitting there like, I've had it. Ha, ha, ha.
Yeah.
It was great, though, wasn't it?
Oh, man. Yep. But I haven't had a Pliny yet. Gonna keep looking, I guess.
Pliny the Elder. I wish I had words. And there's Claude showing it in my face, like,
yeah,
with no mercy, no kind of mercy.
Yeah. It's just if there ever was invented a sipping beer, this is one you don't want to gulp down. You want to enjoy it.
And all the horrible, shabby IPAs that we got to deal with week to week, and then to go with Pliny the Elder, it's horrible. It's a terrible thing. All right, I'm going to show this. Claude, and then we're going to get off the air. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
that's fine.
I never heard of this beer. And now, God, you make me want to buy. See if I can find it. I love a challenge.
Unfortunately,
is that it? Or
it's only made. It's only sold at the brewery.
oh, you kid, they don't distribute it anywhere.
No, it's not sold in any stores. Well, people buy it on the black market. You know, it's smuggled. They'll smuggle it. You know, but it's 10.2%. They use water, malted barley, sugar, candy syrup, yeast, hops. I don't know what they do with this to make it so good, but I'm telling you, this thing is off the chain. It's unreal. It is absolutely unreal.
Hey, those monks give up a lot of things, but one of the alcohol isn't one of them.
And it ain't one of them. They make up for other things to give up by throwing this back. But they actually have their own beer that they drink day to day, which is only like 4.5%. So there's a mild they call it the monkish beer, and I've had that. They sold it here for about a couple of months, and I tried their everyday beer. It was awesome, you know. But it is owned by a Trappist monastery in Belgium, and it's
some of the what's the one beer from Affligem, I think.
That's a good one. That's a good one. But not no.
It's not even close, huh? And that's a pricey. It's a big bottle, Affligem, but it's a little pricey too. I think I'm trying to remember. It's been a long time since I had one.
Well, to be fair, nothing's close. Now there is a beer called St. Bernardus Abbot 12. Oh wait, I'll stop showing I'm sitting there talking. Was I showing the photos?
No.
Yeah, I saw the beer.
Then I just saw the first page.
Yeah, and then I hit the wrong button. But no, but anyway, I'm sorry about that. But it's an old monastery, and it's now St. Bernardus Abbot 12 was some people that used to make the beer for the monks, and then something changed about 33 years ago, and they had to stop doing it. But they had the recipe in their mind. So they started making their own version called St. Bernardus Abbot 12. It's close. In some ways, it's close. It's not quite there. But if you see St. Bernardus Abbot 12, which will run you about this day and age, probably looking at about close to $20 a bottle, but probably not that much. But you can't find a damn thing. But that's a really great product. I find it's a little sweeter than the West Voltairean 12. I thought the West Voltairean 12 was a little drier, but let's see. Some more comments and we're going to close it out. Draft Piney.
I've never heard. I didn't know you could get Draft Piney. Really?
Or if I could find Pliny the Elder Draft.
Wow, Draft Piney. Oh my gosh. Just when you think it can't get better.
How did you like it, Jeff? It is the gold standard, Shane. It's the gold standard for the whole planet.
You ever have Canada makes a good one. La Fin des Monts, the end of the world, is a very good beer, very good Belgium style beer from Canada.
I do like that beer. I recommend that beer. I don't think it's up to anywhere close to the level of what we're talking about, but I do like it. I like it.
Somebody's got some happy birds.
Oh, they'll come. I'll wake up. Now, y'all know I'll wake up at extraordinary hours of the night, but I'll wake up sometimes and I'll hear the birds. Some of these birds wake up early like me and they'll be chirping, you know, and I'll say, that's my little friends,
Yeah, cool.
Say hello to my little friend.
Yeah, and I saw 2 baby raccoons yesterday, and they were so cute. They were walking around the street. Oh,
with or without rabies?
I don't know, but they were when they saw me looking at them, they huddled up together. They were so scared. I said, "Oh, they're so cute." Listen to that.
Amazing sounds coming out of there. Those are wild birds in your backyard?
Next door.
That's nice.
they're putting on a concert.
Yeah.
Must be sundown. No, it's dark. Is it dark there?
It's getting dark.
Yeah.
Getting there.
All right. Well, it's been a great hangout, and
Yeah.
if anybody wants to join next Thursday, feel free. And any last comments from Elbow 88 or Hotel California, Claude?
We need to put JP on a milk carton because I haven't seen him in a long time.
James P. Madonna?
Yeah.
And
He'll probably join. You know, but to be fair, you know, James is not. He's not really a big alcohol drinker. He doesn't really drink that. He'll do it. You know, he'll drink beer, wine, and liquor, but he's not really into it. He'll do it because he likes to hang out and do stuff. But oh, you say it's a Mockingbird?
is that what it was? Oh, okay.
So yeah, he's not really a big drinker. No.
No, okay. You don't have to be a big drinker. It's Friday night. Friday night is when I like a mixed drink on Friday night. You know, that's my night for a mixed drink.
But I think he'll join. I think he'll rejoin us
Okay.
down the road. All right. Well, and William Kepley might in North Carolina. When's the last time we saw him? Been many months. So, all right. But we don't pressure people. This is a hangout. It's not a prison.
Yeah.
You don't have to. You're not obligated.
Nobody has to. Everybody's drinking good liquor, and we don't have to drive anywhere.
There you go.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness. All right. Well, congratulations to everybody. Thanks for joining. Have a great week and have a great rest of your springtime.
Yeah.
Y'all take care. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Cheers.
I love those birds. They're so nice.
I love that sound. It's a what a soothing sound.